Void Wardens' methods for initiation start with the acquisition of suitable candidates. Usually a group of 10-30 aspirants are selected at one time. The aspirants are then taken aboard the Void Wardens' flagship and placed within M area. The aspirants are allowed to select between a small selection of weapons, mostly long knives or short swords. The aspirants are then set against wave after wave captured beasts, prisoners taken from other ships within their fleet or captured in war, and sometimes even Xeno species including Tau, Kroot, or even the occasional Eldar. The trial usually lasts until there are 1-3 combatants left standing, or if the chapter is in need of new recruits the numbers might fluctuate. The survivors of this trial are taken to begin their journey as Space Marines. It is at this point that the newly altered aspirants of the Void Wardens undergo screening for any psychic potential. Any of the aspirants found to have psychic potential are sequestered from their brothers and trained to withstand and channel the warp. Alongside their normal training regimen, they are also trained in mental and spiritual techniques to strengthen their mind and resolve against the corrupting influence of the ruinous powers. The final trial of an initiate before the inclusion of the Black Carapace involves a trial by combat. The initiates, whom had previously been serving in scout squads, are given chainswords and bolt pistols and ushered into combat. The initiate's goal is to collect the most impressive trophy by besting their foe in close quarters combat. If the initiate survives a few battles or slays an especially noteworthy opponent, then they are finally given the Black Carapace and inducted into the chapter as a battle brother. The Void Wardens most commonly use either the traditional Mark 7 or the Mark 4 power armor sets. Veterans of the Void Wardens often use Mark 8 errant armor. The Space Marines of the Void Wardens most commonly use the Neria pattern bolt gun. The Neria pattern is distinctive because of its slightly longer barrel optimized for mid to short range combat, and an optional bayonet attachment is often included on the bolter's design. The chapter also utilizes Stalker pattern bolters to strike from a longer range or perform assassinations against enemy commanders that have been deemed as too well defended to attempt an assault against. The Void Wardens commonly use Rhinos, Predator tanks, Land Raiders, and Storm Talons to supplement their forces in combat. Bikes and land speeders are often eschewed by the chapter in favor of vehicles that offer more protection for their crews and passengers. The chapter cult of the Void Wardens traces its origins back to a small feudal world within the Segmentum Obscurus. Their doctrine centers around embracing your personal power and doing what you can to perfect yourself. This translates well to the life of the Astartes of the Void Wardens. This firm focus on self-betterment has driven the Marines to be fiercely competitive with other chapters and their glories. The followers of the Auduc cult view the Emperor as the pinnacle of humanity. The ecclesiarchy has recognized the Auduc cult as a non-heretical faith, mostly due to the allowance of Space Marine cults within the Imperium. Users of psychic power within the cult are often praised for their gifts and seen as an improvement beyond the base human. Although this has raised some eyebrows from their more wary brother chapters, it has yet to be brought up as a point of contention. The Void Wardens have a distinct view on humanity. Although they find humans to be inferior to themselves, they still attempt to defend citizens of the Imperium. Many of the Void Wardens believe humans to be similar to wayward children, wandering into trouble all the time because they do not understand how the universe works yet. They see the Adeptus Astartes as the first and best hope for humanity to survive against the legions of their enemies. The Void Wardens views Xeno species as a mixed bag. Although they admire the destructive capabilities of the various Xenos races' weapons, they disdain the species which wields them. The Void Wardens have a particular enmity for the Eldar. The Void Wardens have had multiple fights with the Eldar warriors and have grown to hate them with fervor. In the few cases that an Eldar warrior is taken alive from the field of battle, the Void Wardens often return the unlucky Xenos to their flagship, where they are imprisoned and subjected to as much pain as their bodies can take before they are executed, and their spirit stone taken from the corpse after it has successfully trapped the Eldar's soul. The enmity between the Void Wardens and Eldar stems primarily from the Void Wardens' invasion and successful takeover of an Eldar exodite world. The Void Wardens, after being victorious on the field of battle, commonly take the heads of those that they killed. The Marines sometimes mount the heads upon trophy racks on their armor, displaying them as grisly testaments to their prowess. The heads are also kept within their flagship in the Hall of Glory, a large room littered with trophies and testaments to the chapter's strength, as well as serving as a reliquary for artifacts. The most common heads taken are that of the Eldar. The Void Wardens have encountered the Inquisition on multiple occasions. They often assist radical inquisitors with their research and missions, leading to the more Puritan factions and the Inquisition looking upon the Void Wardens with suspicion. Throughout the history of the Void Wardens, they have been called into service from nearly every Ordo, but the most common Ordo for them to assist is the Ordo Hereticus in their fight against heretics, witches, and other rogue elements of the Imperium. The Void Wardens are known for their lavish feasts and festivals in honor of various heroes, memorable battles, and other feats of glory. When not embroiled in conflict, the Marines take time to meditate and practice artistry in order to hone their mind to the same level as their bodies. After the final test is completed for aspirants, a great feast is held in their honor, usually a week or two after the trial. The aspirants are each ushered in front of their new brothers and lauded for their abilities and welcomed into the fold as new initiates. The feast usually consists of a 4-course meal with elders telling stories as the battle brother eat. At the conclusion of the meal, the aspirants are once again led up before the chapter, where they take a knee in front of the chapter master, flanked by 2 chaplains of the order. The new initiates each recite the oath of allegiance and brotherhood to the Void Wardens. After the final oath is taken, the initiates stand before the chapter and lead them in the shouting of the chapter's motto, "We are the sword from the shadows." The librarians of the Void Wardens annually convene together to collectively purge themselves of any trace of the war by engaging in a 3-day-long ritual of meditation, recitation of sacred oaths, fasting, and ritual bloodletting. Upon its completion, 3 chaplains must enter and pour water that was taken from the blessed font, a fountain located within the sylvanate, upon the foreheads and palms of each participant. After the anointment is completed, the librarians are deemed pure and may return to their duties. The Void Warden's gene seed is considered to be flawed. The Void Warden's eye color often changes to black, blue, or purple after the implantation of the augments. Space Marines of the Void Wardens also display hardened claw-like growths upon their fingers. Veteran Space Marines of the Void Wardens also have shown a propensity towards collecting the heads of defeated foes. The founding chapter of the Void Wardens has been a subject of debate within the Administratum. The most likely founders would seem to be Blood Angels. The chapter's colors and amount of assault squads point them towards the Blood Angels being their primary founder. Their slightly mutated gene seed also points towards the Blood Angels because of the higher instability found within the gene seed. However, their noted lack of the Red Thirst and Black Rage suggests that they are instead taken from the stock of a different founding legion. A select few of the librarians of the Void Wardens have gathered into a small inner circle called the Luxuria Infernatus. This circle deals specifically with the malefic branch of demonology. The librarians within this group have been known to employ bound demons and other chaotic beings in order to assist the chapter service to the Emperor. This is a closely guarded secret of the chapter and is also a secret to all but the highest ranks within the chapter and a select few inquisitors who work with them. If their cooperation was ever to be found out, the Void Wardens would surely be cast out and labeled traitors, making this the most damning and closely guarded secret of the entire chapter.